J-Dub is back at it here to give everyone another Walking Dead Season 6 episode review video. But before I continue with that, it's pretty damn important if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching The Walking Dead. I suggest that you pay attention to the episode title. I'll put that title in the description if that's the case and you find out that you're not caught up. I suggest, and so does everybody else, that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be The Walking Dead Season 6, episode number 11. Title of this episode is called Untie. This is my review, reaction, recap of the episode. And keep in mind, I've seen it before many times. Just reviewing it to have it reviewed on my channel and reviewing it due to the fact that they announced that The Walking Dead Season 11 will be the final season, at least of the main Walking Dead show. Probably not the end of the Walking Dead story, though. Abraham is seen chatting with Sasha as they return home from a foot patrol, but is disappointed to learn that Sasha has actually been reassigned and they awkwardly part ways. And then the scene is actually a flashback Abraham has after having sex with Rosita, who gives him a medallion she made from the fuel truck's cracked taillight. Abraham says that Rosita is damned near perfection. Then we have Maggie, who's working in the dark, building for a vegetable garden she hopes will supplement their depleted rations. She has still not seen a single bud, but Glenn assures her that they'll be okay. And then they notice Denise and Abraham acting anxious about something and run to investigate. And then Jesus finds himself facing the gun barrels of Carl, Daryl, Glenn, Abraham, and Maggie, who get their first look at Rick and Michonne as a couple. Jesus calmly explains that knots untie, locks get picked, entropy comes from order, suggestive of a philosophy that seeks harmony over control. And then Jesus reveals that while he was loose, he took a look in an account of Alexandria's armory, I should say, and provisions, assessing their food supplies to be very, very, very low for his estimate of their population. So Jesus does apologize for getting off to a bad start, but says that they're on the same side, the living side, and reveals he's from a community much like theirs, where part of his job is to search for other settlements with which to trade with. He invites Rick and the others to visit and see for themselves. And then Rick's group prep the RV for the trip. Denise gives Daryl some oat cakes as thanks for his previous efforts in regards to her. And then Carl tells Rick that he accepts Rick and Michonne's relationship and turns down the invitation to go with them, joking that he would not make a good impression with his messed up face or his messed up eye. And then after heading out, Abraham quietly asks Glenn, while you were pouring the biscuit, were you trying to make the pancakes? Abraham, I miss Abraham. Spoiler alert. And then Glenn explains that he and Maggie are trying to build something they all are. And then on the way, they see a vehicle smoking as a result of a wreck. Jesus says it's his people, and then Rick's group tracks them to a nearby building and rescues them from the walkers. So now he saved Jesus' group. And then they arrive at the Hilltop Colony, built around the Barrington House, a plantation taken over by the state as living history museum. Or history museum, I said history. Women would not like that. And then a stockade was built with telephone poles from a nearby supply depot, and other survivors brought trailers with them from a FEMA camp. And then they are raising livestock and growing crops, successfully supporting their growing population. Cal, who's at the gate, or guarding the gate at the Hilltop, wants everybody to give up their weapons when they arrive. Jesus says, Jesus confides that the Hilltop ran out of ammunition months ago, and tells Cal, don't worry about it, these people are good. And then Rick signals the rest of his group to stand down, and they are actually admitted inside the Hilltop. And then they're introduced to Gregory, the leader and the former businessman of the Chamber of Commerce, Rick says that he should not talk to Gregory and tells Maggie to conduct trade talks. And then Gregory immediately belittles Maggie and asserts that the Alexandrians are in great need and attempts to use their food shortage as leverage in the negotiations. And then later, Rick says that they came all this way for food and they're not going to get it. But Jesus calls for patience as he works to convince Gregory that it would be better to show some goodwill towards the Alexandrians and build a relationship that could pay back in the future. And then we have the 3 hilltop residents that return and angrily confront Gregory. They had been sent to deliver to Negan, who said that it was light and killed 2 people while keeping the other one hostage. For the hostage release, one of the residents delivers a message from Negan stabbing Gregory in the gut. And then Rick and his people jump in, but the man frantically assaults Rick, screaming that anybody who tries to stopping him is killing the hostage. And hilltop residents are shocked as they watch Rick kill the resident, Abraham, who has become... He looks like he's about to pass out. Still while being strangled by Andy during the fight, says that he's better than all right and is helped up by Daryl, seemingly having come to the conclusion or the decision in his personal life as Rosita's broken medallion is shown on the ground. And then Gregory, he finally is stabilized, and Jesus explains that Negan is the head of a group called the Saviors, a very large group, and that the Saviors came to Hilltop, issuing a lot of demands and even more threats, resulting in a deal. Half of the Hilltop supplies, crops, and livestock goes to the Saviors in exchange for peace. And then Daryl and Abraham say they were unimpressed by the Saviors. They had killed the people on the road that we want your shit. And Daryl offers to kill Negan, take out his boys, and rescue the hostage in exchange for food, medicine, and one of them cows. Maggie closes the deal with Gregory, demanding half of everything from the Hilltop in advance. And then we see Andy and Jesus go with Rick's group to execute a plan to take down the Saviors. Harlan Carson, who had earlier been rescued by the group, who's their doctor, examines Maggie and gives her a picture of an ultrasound picture of her unborn child, along with prenatal vitamins. And then the picture is passed around the RV on the trip back and seems to resonate with Abraham, who exchanges a look with Glenn. And that's how the episode ends. So, it was kind of jam-packed with little things here and there. I don't like the fact that the Hilltop really doesn't have any powerful characters except for Jesus. And then you have the dipshit idiot Gregory, who in the first episode is already calling Maggie by a different name as he's berating her. But it was interesting. It was good. Good to see, a different group besides, the same group that we've been seeing. As a score, I'm going to give it an 8.0 out of 10. I think it was pretty entertaining. And you got to give the character of the episode to Abraham instead this time. I was going to say Rick, but I'm changing it to Abraham because that line about, did you pour the biscuit with the intention of making the pancakes? That was hilarious. So let me know what you think. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you like this episode, Untie from Season 6, Episode 11, smash that like button. Anybody you know that wants to hear this or listen to this, share the video to them. Leave me a comment with your thoughts, your opinion, your score of the episode, your favorite character of the episode, your favorite moment of the episode, favorite Walking Dead characters, least favorite episodes, least favorite episodes. Anything you want to talk about, that's fine. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.